Define your future with a degree from Indiana University Online. IU Online empowers you to charge ahead in your career with top-ranked degree programs and a schedule that works for you. Visit online.iu.edu to start your journey.
Welcome to Bloodstained Backstories, where we delve into the darkest corners of true crime history. Today's episode contains content that may be disturbing for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. It was a summer afternoon like any other. A quick trip to the mall, a brief moment of separation, and then nothing. 6-year-old Adam Walsh vanished without a trace, leaving behind a trail of questions, heartbreak, and a case that would change America forever. In 1981, one family's worst nightmare became a nation's wake-up call. His disappearance gripped headlines, shattered innocence, and sparked a revolution in how we protect our children. But behind the legacy lies a deeper story of failure, determination, and justice delayed. This is the story of Adam Walsh, and this is Bloodstained Backstories. July 27, 1981 was an ordinary day in Hollywood, Florida. Revé Walsh and her 6-year-old son Adam went to the Sears department store at Hollywood Mall to look for a lamp that was on sale. As she passed the electronics section, Adam saw a group of boys playing with an Atari 2600, and he asked to stay and watch. Reeve agreed, leaving him there while she went to the lamp department. When she returned around 12:15 p.m., Adam and the other boys were gone. A store manager informed her that the boys had an argument over whose turn it was, and the security guard asked them to leave. The guard asked the older boys if their parents were in the store. They said no. Assuming they were all together, the guard escorted them out. Adam, who was reported to be a timid child, may have been afraid to speak up, and he was likely followed the other boys and didn't inform the guard that his mother was inside the store. After searching in the toy department and using the store's public address system to page Adam, Reeve could not find him. She ran into her mother-in-law Jean, who helped search the store. After more than 90 minutes of searching, they called the Hollywood police at 1:55 p.m. The initial police response was criticized for being disorganized and slow. At the time, there was no standardization protocol for missing children cases, and the concept of stranger danger was not yet ingrained in public conscience. The Walshes began a massive search effort, distributing flyers and making media appearances to raise awareness. Despite their efforts, there were few leads. On August 10th, 1981, 2 fishermen discovered a severed head in a drainage canal near Vero Beach, Florida, approximately 130 miles from Hollywood. The next day, the remains were identified as Adam's. The coroner determined that Adam's death was caused by asphyxiation and that he had died several days before the discovery. The rest of his body was never found. In October 1983, Otis Toole, an inmate at a Rayford, Florida prison, confessed to Adam's murder. Toole, a drifter with a history of violent crimes, claimed he lured Adam in his 1971 Cadillac with the promises of toys and candy. He said that as they drove, Adam began to panic, so Toole punched him unconscious. He then drove to a deserted service road in St. Lucia County, strangled Adam with a seatbelt, and decapitated him with a machete. Toole claimed he burned the rest of the body in an old refrigerator when he returned to Jacksonville. However, Toole's confession was inconsistent. He recanted and confessed multiple times over the years. The police lost key pieces of evidence, including the blood-stained carpet from Toole's car and the machete. Without physical evidence, Toole was never charged with Adam's murder. He died in prison in 1996 from cirrhosis of the liver. The tragedy of Adam's death propelled John and Revé Walsh into activism. They founded the Adam Walsh Outreach Center for Missing Children, which later became the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in 1984. Their advocacy led to significant legislative changes, including the Missing Children's Assistance Act of 1984, which established a National Resource Center and a toll-free hotline for reporting missing children. In 2006, the Adam Walsh Child Protection and Safety Act was signed into law, creating a national database of convicted sex offenders and increasing penalties for crimes against children. John Walsh also became the host of America's Most Wanted, a television program that helped capture numerous fugitives and brought attention to missing children's cases. In 1997, Hollywood Police Chief Rick Stone conducted a review of Adam's case after John Walsh's book, Tears of Rage, was released, which criticized the department's handling of the investigation. Stone reviewed the evidence and concluded that there was no question beyond a reasonable doubt that Otis Toole murdered Adam. In 2006, retired Miami Beach homicide detective Joe Matthews also reviewed the case and found overlooked clues, including photographs of Toole's car that showed a bloody image of a young man's face on the carpet behind the driver's seat, which was identified as Adam's. On December 16, 2008, Hollywood police officially closed the case, naming Otis Toole as Adam's murderer. Adam Walsh's abduction and murder had a profound impact on American society. It brought national attention to the issues of children abduction and led to widespread changes to how such cases are handled. The case also contributed to a moral panic over missing children in the 1980s, leading to the popularization of stranger danger narrative and the use of milk cartons to publicize missing children's cases. The television movie, Adam, which aired in 1983, was seen by 38 million people and helped raise awareness about child abduction. The film was followed by pictures and descriptions of missing children, and within 6 months of its airing, 12 children were recovered. When Adam Walsh disappeared from the Sears department store in 1981, there were no standardized procedures for what to do when a child went missing in a retail setting. In response to that devastating loss and the shortcomings in how the search was initially handled, major changes began to take shape. One of the most important was the creation of Code Adam. Code Adam was launched in 1994 by Walmart stores, and it was named in Adam Walsh's memory. What started in a single retail chain quickly spread nationwide and became a model for a safety protocol adopted by thousands of businesses across the country. In 2003, Code Adam was formally recognized in federal law through the Code Adam Act, signed by President George W. Bush. The act required all federal buildings to implement the protocol. So what exactly is Code Adam? It is a 6-step alert system used when a child is reported missing in a store or public building. Here's how it works. First, report the child missing. As soon as the child is reported missing, a detailed description of the child, their age, their race, height, weight, clothing, and last known location is gathered from the person who is reporting it. Second, page Code Adam over the intercom. A public announcement is made stating Code Adam is in effect. The description of the child is shared with all the employees. Third, employees monitor entrances and exits. Staff are stationed immediately at all store exits to prevent the child from being taken out of the building. Fourth, search the premises. Employees conduct a thorough and immediate search of the store and building, including fitting rooms, storage areas, and restrooms. Fifth, if the child is not found within 10 minutes, call the police and the investigation will be taken over from there by the law enforcement agency. 6. If the child is found and appears to have been lost, the child is reunited with their parent or guardian and the Code Adam is canceled over the intercom. However, if the child was found with someone who did not appear to be the parent or guardian, law enforcement is notified immediately and the store security is instructed to prevent the person from leaving if it can be done safely without endangering the child or employees. Code Adam isn't just for retail stores. It is used in amusement parks, museums, hospitals, government buildings, and other public places across North America. Any business that welcomes children can voluntarily adopt the program. It has become one of the most widely implemented children's safety programs in the U.S. Though it was born from tragedy, Code Adam has gone on to protect thousands of children over the decades. It represents the Walsh's family determination to ensure that no other child disappears without swift and coordinated action. Because of Adam, safety is no longer an afterthought. The Walsh family's advocacy continues to this day, with John and his son Callahan co-hosting In Pursuit with John Walsh, a show that profiles fugitives and missing persons cases. Adam Walsh's story is one of tragedy, but also one of transformation. His death led to significant changes in how we protect our children and brought national attention to the issues of child abduction. The Walsh family's tireless advocacy has saved countless lives and continues to make a difference. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Bloodstained Backstories. Don't forget to follow us on social media to stay updated, share your thoughts, and connect with fellow true crime enthusiasts. You can also catch us anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts: Spotify, Apple Podcast, or your go-to platform. Make sure you hit that follow or subscribe button so you never miss one of our episodes that we release each week. Join us next week as we uncover another chilling case. Until then, stay safe and stay curious.